Linda.
Hi.
So tell us your story.
Gosh, right. Almost a year ago, in December, I was called for a mammogram, the usual follow-up check-up one. And it came a year earlier than it should have been, or I thought it was going to be another year before I had it. This was in December. I got called back on Christmas Eve, which was sort of the Monday, Christmas Day being the Wednesday, for a follow-up appointment, which turned out to need a biopsy. And from that, they then decided that I would need to come back again and get the results from that, but not till the 6th of January. So I was sent home with commiserations about Christmas, but please try and relax and not worry about it. And Christmas was okay, because Christmas to New Year, you've got so much going on in the family. So go back in on January the 6th, and that's when I was told that it was not good news, basically. Well, that's how I look at it. It was a malignant tumour. I'd seen on the biopsy the size of it, and they talked me through it while they were taking the biopsy and the samples, and they were really helpful and very informative and kept me informed of what they were doing and why they were doing things. And then I went back in on the 6th, and that's when I saw Miss Pope. I was first of all told it was malignant. The radiotherapist came and told me that. And would I like to see the surgeon, because she was on duty that day. And to me that was an obvious thing. Yes, please, if we're going to be doing something, we need to see it today. I don't want another appointment. So that was the 6th of January, and I saw Miss Pope. And I met Debbie Chalice, who was my breast care nurse, my Macmillan nurse. And that's really when everything started. So Miss Pope explained everything. And everything she said has actually happened in the timescale that she said it would, which has been quite interesting. And it was all happened quite quickly. They gave me options. It was malignant, it was aggressive, and it was grade 3. None of which did I really want to hear, but you know, having heard that, that's what it is. So I said, fine, what are we doing now? And that's when Miss Pope explained exactly what would happen, how it would happen, and how long through the year it would take for the procedure. And it has worked out exactly so. Mentally, I'd written off till October, and that's how it did.
Linda, can you share with us the things that really helped during your treatment?
Yes, of course. Chemotherapy took place at Leighton. That was a big plus, that it's only 20 minutes away, not having to drive up to Christie's. Admittedly, it wasn't every day, but it was still once a week. I had a great group of friends who had a rota system whereby they took me in the morning and then somebody else collected me. But when I was there, the Macmillan nurses were super, all of them. It didn't matter whether it was the volunteers, the receptionist, or the actual nurses giving you the medication. Everybody seemed friendly and cheerful. And that is a real boost. It's not a big room, it's a light, cheerful room for a start. But when everybody's friendly, and not in an overly done way, just genuinely friendly. One of the trainees or nurses that was there saying she loved coming on that ward to the unit, because she said everybody's so friendly and happy, but she said more importantly everybody's calm and everybody's very positive, and I think that's it. And if you're surrounded by other positive people, I mean, I'm quite a positive person anyway, so I suppose that helps, but everybody, you feed off each other. But after the second one, I think it was the second or the third one, it was coming up to Easter. I had the injection on the chemo on the Friday, and by the following Tuesday, just before Easter, I was in hospital. I phoned up the Christie hotline. They give you a very good book with guidance in, and it tells you exactly what to do, you know, whether to see how it goes, or whether you need to phone your doctor, or whether you need to phone 999, or you phone the hotline. Hotline were excellent. So I went straight to the A&E at Leighton, as directed. They put me in a side room in A&E straight away, and I was absolutely crushed out. energy-wise. I had a raging temperature, but that was what sent me in. You'll get told if you goes over a certain temperature, you have to phone, and that's what had happened. But I was so wiped out, it was like a limp lettuce leaf, really, that's how I express it. And I was waiting for a room, and I'm mentally thinking, I don't have rooms in the middle of the night. This was an evening by now. I was in A&E for about 7 hours while they found a room for me, and I went on to the AMU ward, which was brilliant. And in A&E, everyone was friendly and helpful. I don't really remember much about it, but I know they were good with Jennifer, my daughter, who was with me the whole time. And then I went up onto the ward, and that's where I stayed for 8 days. So I didn't walk out of that room at all. I had a commode in the bedroom, I had my bed, and if I was lucky I had the energy to walk round my bed to the window to open it. But basically I just was crashed. I started my radiotherapy, which was at Christie's, on a daily basis for 15 sessions. And again, I was very lucky. Friends are very, very good at the times like that. They can't do much for you, but they can drive you places. And, you know, I've done it for others, and others are doing it for me now, so that's been really good. So that went remarkably well. Again, very efficient. The only thing I would say, there were 2 things. One of them was with regard to Christie's. Absolutely super on seeing Dr. Burt, getting assessed the week before I started radiotherapy. Radiotherapy started on the 11th of August and finished on the last day of August. But they could never give me a proper time. I couldn't sort of say, well, I'm going to be in every morning. They'd give me the time the day before. And that's a bit tricky to organise around your life. I was supposed to be getting some complementary therapies at St Luke's, but I couldn't do it in that time because we didn't know when the appointment was going to be. So anything I would say is I understand that it's difficult to be exact on time, but it would be really useful if Christie's could organise, be it morning, middle of the morning, end of the day, but trying to sort of work out with your friends who are giving you lifts. I can't let you know till the day before when I've come home from the previous session. I had understanding friends, is probably the best way of putting it, and they said, this is crazy, but fine. They weren't doing many trips, they were doing 1 or 2 each, because it's only 15 days. I have no other thoughts with regard to radiotherapy. I achieved it, did it fine, and through the other side of it, and didn't seem to have any adverse effects.
Thanks for sharing your story with us, Linda. Thank you.
Okay.